Let me tell you a story you probably won't believe if you're used to thinking the world is always cold and predictable, because sometimes at 2 in the morning, when the city is washed clean by rain and every decent person is asleep, you find out just how wrong you can be. You know what I mean? That's how Jack's night started. Anyway, just a tired dad, in his cleaning uniform, getting hit by another downpour when he spotted some girl in soaked clothes, huddled by a broken street lamp, hugging herself like she was trying to disappear. He called out, not raising his voice, just steady quiet the way a man gets when he's seen too much but still chooses to care. "You shouldn't be out here. Not tonight." She flinched, spun around, hair stuck to her cheeks, looking at him like he was the threat and the rescue both rolled into one. "I don't need your pity," she snapped, pulling her coat tighter, but her words shook with more than the cold. Jack just nodded, keeping his distance, his uniform's reflective stripes shining under the weak streetlight. "Not pity, just offering shelter. You want a place to wait out the night? I got a couch. No questions, no trouble. Just warmth." She hesitated, glancing back over her shoulder like someone might be following her, hands trembling as she weighed trust against pride. "What happened?" he asked softly, and she finally looked down. "Got robbed. My phone's dead, my bag's gone. I just need somewhere safe." And Jackwell, his head screamed to walk away, thinking of his own little girl sleeping at home. But his gut, the stubborn part that believes in second chances, told him to do something else. So he said, 2 blocks. You can crash on the couch. It's not fancy, but it's dry." She nodded barely. They walked side by side, quiet, rain still tapping on her shoulders. When he unlocked the door to his small duplex, she hesitated again at the threshold like she'd forgotten what a safe home even felt like. Shoes off on the mat. "Couch is yours. Blankets in the closet," he said, voice even, try not to sound too soft or too hard. He handed her a towel, a dry sweatshirt, and pointed to the bathroom. "Shower's slow to heat. Take your time." She looked at him, confused, maybe wondering why he'd help at all. "Why are you doing this?" she asked, and he just shrugged, rubbing the back of his neck. "Because I hope if my daughter ever got stuck like this, someone would do the same." When she finally settled onto the couch, she found a mug of hot water and a note. "If you need to call someone, the house phone's on the wall. Help yourself to blankets. Please close the door, me kid's a light sleeper." That little gesture of care and the boundaries hit her harder than anything else. For the first time in days, she felt safe. She didn't know his name, he didn't know hers. That was enough. Morning came with the sound of cartoons and a child's laughter, a sound so bright, almost hurt after the storm of the night before. Emma, she finally let herself remember her own name, woke to see a little girl on the living room floor, building a Lego tower, hair bouncing as she giggled. "Morning," Emma croaked. The girl looked up. "Hi, you're the princess on our couch," she beamed, like this was the best thing that could happen. Emma laughed, really laughed, for the first time in what felt like years. Jack appeared in the kitchen doorway, sleeves rolled up, burning toast, as his daughter Lila climbed up to help. "You want to help with breakfast?" he asked Emma, and she tried. She really did, but ended up scrambling eggs all over the counter. Lily just handed her a paper towel, unfazed. "Daddy spills stuff all the time," she whispered, like it was their family secret. And just like that, Emma wasn't a stranger anymore. She was part of their messy morning. They ate together, the meal a disaster by any culinary standard, but Jack ate every bite with a straight face. "Not bad," he said, and when Emma caught him making a second batch of eggs for Lily after breakfast, she didn't call him out, just grinned. "You said first tries are messy, right?" she teased. Jack shrugged. "You just need someone to eat it anyway." Later, Jack offered to walk Emma to a friend's laundry shop, no questions, just help, again. She was hesitant, but money was tight, and she couldn't go back, not yet. By noon, she was elbow deep in soap and cranky customers, feeling more tired than she'd ever been. The work was rough, her hands raw, her back aching, but it was honest, and for the first time, she was earning something that felt real. There were setbacks. Of course, Emma came home one night, feet blistered and heart heavy, thinking about leaving for good. But the next morning, she found a pair of clean white sneakers by the door, her size, with a note inside. "If you're walking away, at least don't walk in pain." She laced him up and stayed. Days passed, routines formed, and one night, while folding towels, a gold necklace slipped out of her bag, something she'd hidden, a part of a life she'd left behind. Jack saw it, eyes narrowing. "That's not from a broke student," he said quietly. Emma stiffened. "I walked away from a world where everything has a price except love," she said. Jack shook his head. "You lied to me." "No," she said softly. "I left things out." "There's a difference." He wasn't sure it mattered. That's when everything shifted. A man in a leather jacket stormed into the laundry, phone in hand. "There she is, been missing 5 days. Your daddy's offering 6 figures." Jack moved fast, pulled Emma out the back, drove home, stashed Lily with a trusted neighbor. But Emma's past had found her. When they returned, a black car waited in front, and Winston Harrington, Emma's father, stood in the driveway, all money and sharp words. "You're coming home," he ordered. "You don't belong here." Jack stood his ground, but the truth is, money talks, and Emma's world crashed back down on her. She left that night, the goodbyes silent and shattering. The house felt emptier. Even Lily noticed she started sleeping with the lights on. Then Lily got sick. High fever. Shakes. Jack raced her to the hospital, desperate, but the cost was more than he could ever pay. And just as he was about to break, Emma walked in, paid the bill, and sat by Lily's bed. "You didn't have to come," Jack whispered. Emma shook her head. "I wanted to." He finally let himself breathe again, not just because his daughter was safe, but because Emma had chosen to come back. But there were still things to settle. Emma visited her father in his penthouse, city lights, glass and steel everywhere, but not an ounce of warmth. "You're really choosing him? A man with nothing?" Winston demanded. Emma just smiled. "He has everything that matters." She turned, walked away, and this time she wasn't running, she was finally choosing her own life. And so, one bright morning, Jack opened his door to find Emma standing there, her hair pulled back, a bag of blueberry muffins in her hands. "For Lily," she said, voice trembling just a little. "And I'm here to stay if you'll have me." Jack tried to warn her his life was simple, hard, not much to offer. "I never had a home that felt like it loved me back," Emma said, and Lily, half awake, ran to her. "Are you staying forever?" Emma nodded. "Yeah, kiddo. Forever sounds good." Fast forward a couple months, you'll find them in a local park. Jack's old truck transformed into a food stand, Lily handing out napkins, Emma flipping pancakes. They're not rich, but the laughter is real, the coffee hot, and the love unmistakable. Jack catches Emma's eye, mouths "thank you," and she just grins, because sometimes the greatest thing you can build is a life where you're finally free to love and be loved no matter what the world says you should want. So tell me, after all, fat dough, you think a couch, a cup of warm water, and a stubborn heart are enough to build a home? Or does it always come down to money, names, the world's rules? Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Is love or legacy the real measure of a person's worth? Let's talk about it.